Alright, welcome back to Dani Plays. So we're gonna be talking about Street Fighter 6 today, and I've been meaning to talk about this game since the State of Play announcement trailer, but because there's been so many news flooding in every single day, after I recorded my first video, I decided was gonna wait until Summer Games Fest was done. And their show is officially done now, and they've even tweeted out, the official Street Fighter account tweeted out that they're gonna go silent for a little while they work on the game. So now I can actually talk about everything that's been revealed instead of making multiple videos, because I honestly don't want to bore you with that. So let's just talk about the whole thing. So I'm gonna run the trailer here in the video while I talk about the game. We've seen the announcement trailer, which is, you know, the official announcement, not just a teaser, and it shows everything. And honestly, from that trailer alone, you can see just how passionate the devs are. You can see how much they're hyping up and ready for a comeback. Because if you're unaware, that Capcom fighting games have been pretty terrible, if I have to say it straight up, for the past decade. So we've had some good moments, sure, but it's always been, the reputation has been damaged, is what I'm trying to say. Even though Owner helped bring back the Street Fighter series with Street Fighter 4, which was a big comeback to the fighting game scene after Capcom was pretty much done with the fighting games, and it also lit up the FTC again. I mean, the FTC was not doing that well at the time. Well, the fighting games were not doing great at the time. Street Fighter 4 did a lot to improve on that and bring back the arcades and the esports scene. And then we got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which was not a good game. If you take in account all the DLC on disc and the gem system, and overall the game didn't look that great either. There was just a lot wrong with it, and the marketing and everything, and it was mostly about the DLC on disc that kind of ruined it for them. And I believe even the Capcom USA staff was against that, and they warned the Capcom Japan staff, if I recall correctly from an interview. Listen, Ono was a great man. He was he was really great at promoting Street Fighter, being the brand manager. He was a kind and funny man, but his time was up, and he made a lot of bad decisions as well. And I see he's happy where he is now, working on games like Melty Blood and Fate Grand, I think it's called, the game. And I mean, that's good. As long as he's happy doing something and the fans are happy with his work over there, that's great. Because now, ever since Ono left, and if you remember season 5 of Street Fighter 5, this is the first time we saw the Street Fighter 5 producers and producer and director Shuhei Matsumoto and Takayuki Nakayama. These two guys have been with Capcom for many years. They're very passionate. I believe they were present during the Street Fighter 3 time at Capcom, and they know a lot about Street Fighter, know a lot about Capcom fighting games and Darkstalkers, everything, and which is also the reason we're getting a Capcom fighting collection with those games, you know, Street Fighter, Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition, and we have Darkstalkers, all Darkstalkers games plus 2 unreleased Darkstalkers games only available in Japan previously is coming. And that game is actually releasing this month on June 24th, and if you pre-order it, you also get Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, the sequel to a Capcom Arcade Stadium, including, I think it was 32 games or 31 games, and a lot of the games are actually really good. What I mean by that is Capcom games that haven't been present in many years, and there are also some titles that's been available in the already Capcom Fighting Collection upcoming, or in the Capcom Beat 'em Ups collection. So I think those two are just an alternative, cheaper option if you don't want the Capcom Arcade Stadium, because that will be a little more expensive. So even though I kinda wish that they made those games DLC for the first Capcom Arcade Stadium, I think it's great that they're still releasing more older Capcom games, that they're remembering them. And you can thank these two guys I just mentioned, Shuhei and Takayuki, for that. And same goes for Street Fighter 6. They are the guys that are behind that game. They are working hard on it, and from what we saw with season 5 of Street Fighter 5, they're really passionate devs, and they've done, just for that 1 year or 1.5 years they've been taking over the game by themselves, they've done a lot more than Owner has in his, what was it, like 4-year period, 3.5 period of Street Fighter 5. So as soon as Owner left, the game was Champion Edition, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition. I think he left a little before that, in 2019. And we're getting Akira back from Rival Schools, which was unexpected by everyone, but she was a highly requested character. So that also goes to show that the devs are listening to demand. And so this is the first time Rival Schools have been crossed over in Street Fighter. If you know, Sakura has been, actually Sakura is from Rival Schools, so it's like they're both crossing over now, which it makes sense because they're both in the same universe. And what they also did was they teamed up with Arika. If you remember the Street Fighter EX series, they teamed up to make costumes in Street Fighter 5 for various characters from Arika's Fighting EX Layer game, which was pretty cool. First time since the EX games that these two have been teaming up again, and this also shows a very promising future. And SNK and Capcom have been teaming up to re-release SNK vs Capcom games on the Switch and PC, and I hope one day that we can also get the opposite. We can get Capcom vs SNK games back, maybe even a sequel, who knows. And just in general, we've been getting a lot of crossovers in everything, like Fortnite, Brawlhalla, Free Fire, a lot of other games, King of Fighters All-Star. There's just been a lot of general Street Fighter announcement all over the place, and it goes to show that the guys want, Shuhei and Takayuki want the game brand to be more recognized over the world. Whereas Ono was a little against that, well, not in the early days of Street Fighter, but there was a time period where he didn't want to do crossovers anymore, and he was kind of against it. And someone like Ed Boon, who's behind Mortal Kombat and Justice, wanted a Mortal Kombat cross Street Fighter game, but Ono kept refusing him. He didn't like the idea of it, and now that the others have taken over, I think it's a higher possibility, especially now seeing how realistic Street Fighter 6 is looking, and even Ryu having that little fatality kinda ish super Shinshuriken. So yeah, we'll see about that. Anyways, now that I talked about that, let's talk about Street Fighter 6. So the game has been officially revealed with lots of details, and we're getting so many promises, which is good because Street Fighter 5 couldn't even promise us that much. So many offline content has been confirmed, both confirmed and just shown in the Summer Games Fest, what's it called, game booth. They also showed a lot of things that even the official account hasn't tweeted about yet. So we're getting I think it's called a world tour mode, where I think it's like an open world kind of ish design for Street Fighter, where you can go out and do various activities as, I'm not sure if it is as Luke or if you get to pick your character, because in the trailer they showed Luke, and you can do so much. I think you can challenge others, you can interact with stuff, and you can even show you items, which they showed as well, which was pretty cool. And they also confirmed that arcade modes is coming at launch. Well, I mean, arcade modes is included at launch. Training mode, online, and all that stuff. I don't think we've heard anything about a story mode being confirmed or talked about. And as far as the roster, we've only seen Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, and Jamie. Jamie is officially confirmed to be Luke's rival, and Jamie actually looks really cool. This is the first time Street Fighter is getting a drunken style character. You may have seen those in Virtua Fighter with Chun-Li. And yeah, there's also actually been a leak. Well, it was sort of a leak and a confirmation, because in the Street Fighter 6 trailer, they also showed the Battle Hub, which is where I think online players will meet. And in the trailer, you could see a lot of character names, such as Jury, Cammy, Ed, and many other characters. And you could see the names if you zoomed in. And Cammy and Guile could also be seen wearing the nostalgia outfits, you know, the iconic Street Fighter 2 outfits. But you couldn't catch that during the State of Play trailer. You had to go back and then zoom in. As for the leak, it actually shows that we're getting a lot of characters, but the question is, will they all be available at launch? Will they all be available if we have to like complete the story mode, or will some of them be DLC? So I'm gonna show it here. Obviously we have Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, and Jamie confirmed, but it seems like they're keeping the whole Street Fighter 2 cast, so we're getting Ken as well. Ken's new design is actually a bit interesting. I like the new design, but I'm also a little worried what has happened to Ken. Ryu's design is resembling a lot of Goken. I think they even confirmed that the thing he's wearing on his shoulder is supposed to reflect his master Goken. Then we have Zangief. Zangief looking like Zangief. He has pants, longer pants now. And we have Dawson looking like Dawson. We have E Honda, Blanca, and Guile. They revealed Guile here the other day. There's a new trailer, which was pretty cool. And we have Chun-Li, obviously, Cammy. Cammy's new design is really good. I'm honestly shocked. I think this was the only negative I heard about the game. The fact that Cammy has pants on. Some fans just apparently can't handle if a studio wants to change a character's design a little bit instead of having the same Street Fighter 2 design. I mean, obviously they're gonna include a nostalgia outfit, and they already confirmed that two ways. One was in the Street Fighter 6 trailer, we saw that, and the other is another leak. Yes, it's been leaked again. Cammy's Super was leaked, where she was wearing her Street Fighter 2 outfit. So all those fans complaining about Cammy, how about you wait until confirmation has been made, instead of just judging based on what you've seen in the leaks. Anyways, DJ is also in the leak, and DJ is actually the first character to return in the Street Fighter 2 series in a while. Wait, was DJ in Street Fighter 4? I actually can't remember. And then we have Rasheed. Rasheed, I'm actually really happy he made it back, and he's the only newcomer from Street Fighter 5. Actually no, he's not. Ed is there as well. So Rasheed and Ed are the only two newcomers to make it back in Street Fighter 6. I'm actually a little surprised Ed made it. I didn't know he was that popular or that relevant to the Street Fighter history or story, but we'll see what happens. Jury is here. Jury looks amazing. I'm glad that she's been included in every single Street Fighter since Street Fighter, was it Super Street Fighter 4? I think it was. I like her new design a lot. Same goes for Rasheed and DJ as well. Ed, I think he had a similar outfit in Street Fighter 5. And I mean, the design is okay. I'm not a huge fan of it, but oh boy, look at Akuma here next to him, looking all like a lion, like a beast. I can't believe they kept improving his design. Like, I really loved his Street Fighter 5 design a lot. I know a lot of people didn't, but wow, they kept updoing his design. I really liked it, and I can't wait to see his trailer. I can't wait to see his interaction with Ryu. I think Akuma would want to challenge Ryu, seeing how stronger he's become and how much he's resembling his brother, Akuma's brother. But all this lore stuff, I'm gonna talk about that in another video, because I'm actually really excited about that, and I want to talk about it more when we have a little bit more information. So yeah, and then we have Luke. I like Luke's new design a lot more. We already saw that from the teaser in February. We have a new character, Marisa. Looks like a boxer of some sort. This leak here doesn't actually show the flags from the characters. I believe Marisa was from Russia. Jamie, I actually can't remember where he's from, but Jamie's design is really cool. It seems like he had a lot of what's it called? He's like a hyper character. He's very fast, but he also has a lot of energy in him, in his personality. We also have Mimi, who I believe is a French character. I'm not sure who she's related to or what she's about, but yeah, I mean, I like the design. Oh, speaking of that, I really like how Street Fighter 6 is actually going back on the street vibe, you know, what it should have been originally in Street Fighter 5, I think. I mean, Street Fighter is about street fighting, and I really like how they're actually taking that more seriously now. Where you see you're in that garage or some sort of warehouse or whatever it is, and the way they're just walking out in the versus screen, it's like kind of those what's it called, the wrestling scenes, like kind of like that. I really like it, and the new versus screens having that game face feature, oh my god, that is so funny. Where you can change your character's expression, facial expression, when you press a direction button. I love it. It actually made a tweet of mine on Twitter viral. I think got like 25,000 likes, and it was kind of shocking to me that so many people were on board with this game face feature. I really love it. I'm gonna show something in the video. Seeing Chun-Li angry and pouting is just funny, because it's a reference to her Street Fighter 2 animated movie phase as well. And seeing Ryu look like a chat, oh man, I mean, even the official Street Fighter account called him a chat, so it's already been confirmed. And Luke needs to see a dentist. I'm not sure where his braces went. And Jamie looks like he's heard the worst news ever. Anyways, going forward, we have a character called Liddy. I'm not sure who she is. I could imagine her being related to Kimberly, because they're kind of similar, I guess. I'm not sure. Really like these two characters' designs, and oh yeah, there was also a little negative about this going on, but that was actually just a Kotaku journalist saying that Kimberly is the first black female fighter in Street Fighter. Yeah, apparently Elena doesn't exist. Anyways, we have another Russian character called JP. He looks sort of like a villain, I'm not sure. But I like his design. So yeah, we'll see what he's all about. And then we have AKI Aki. I'm not sure how this is pronounced. I guess Aki. And apparently she's related to Fang, which makes sense because how her name is spelled or written, and that robotic kind of arm she has with the poison in it. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So we'll see what she's all about later. So yeah, there's been so much information. They've also shown us the characters' intros, the outros, the supers. Speaking of supers, it's been confirmed that we're getting level 1, 2, and 3 supers. So instead of selecting like you used to, you now have the option for all of them depending on how much meter you have. Similarly to the Marvel vs. Capcom games, the versus games in general, and King of Fighters, and all characters will have 3 supers, the 1, 2, and 3, and they will also have a variation of the level 3 super, just like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has. So when your character's health reaches below 25%, that level 3 super will be stronger and have a different animation. So example for Ryu, he will have that shock effect, and it's kind of like a fatality kind of ish design. They made his Shin Shoryuken when he has lower than 25%, instead of the other super where it's just kind of reddish effect. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm just gonna show it here. And Jamie, instead of kicking you in the face at the end, he will actually choke you out, and like it looks like, well, if this game was rated 18, I think he'd rip your throat out, but obviously he's not gonna do it. And I actually don't think they've shown Chun-Li's and Luke's variation of the level 3 super. I don't think anyone at the Summer Games Fest booth has actually managed to figure that out, or maybe they did but they didn't record it. So I think Street Fighter's Twitter account will reveal that when it's time. So that is really cool. It just shows that already that we're getting 3 supers, we're getting alternate version of the level 3 supers, you're getting the game phase feature where you can change your character's expression. Oh, and when in the walking animation, when they're walking down the garage or whatever stage you're picking, and they're going for the versus screen, depending on if you're player 1 or player 2, the animation will change. So it will not be mirrored like you'd expect it to be. So that also goes to show that they're really passionate about this game. They're putting in a lot of effort, a lot of detail in it, even if it's a detail that you might not even see in game that often. It's just nice to know that the devs care. And something else to be noticed is that if you pick some of the characters and you actually slow down when they fight, when they hit each other, block each other, the attention to detail in an animation and the jiggles, I'm not talking about the sexy kind of jiggles, I'm actually talking about the jiggles when a character hits another character. You can actually see the jiggle in the opponent's or in the fighter's like skin or whatever you call it. The jiggles in the body, like it's so been made so much with care and detail. It's so realistic actually. So example, I saw a tweet where Chun-Li was kicking Ryu in the face, and as soon as the kick hits Ryu, you can see Chun-Li's legs and thighs and her whole body like jiggle a little bit, move a little bit. And if you go back to some of the older Street Fighter games like Street Fighter 5 or 4 or whatever, there isn't any of that. So another thing confirmed for Street Fighter 6 is that the game will have rollback netcode, which we already knew would happen. Street Fighter 5 has that as well. But we were worried will it have bad netcode like Street Fighter 5 has, or good netcode like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has. And so far it's looking like they may be taking the MBCI netcode and improving on that, or maybe even make a whole new from the ground up netcode for the game. We don't know, but it is promising because crossplay has also been confirmed, but it's not been confirmed if it's for all platforms or just PC and PlayStation like Street Fighter 5 has. So if it is for all platforms, that will be a very first for a fighting game, a big fighting game to release with crossplay and rollback netcode for all platforms at launch. Even Mortal Kombat 11 didn't do that before Ultimate released, where they implemented crossplay. So yeah, that is really cool. And I mean, everything they've shown so far, gameplay wise, character wise, the designs, the music. The music, I love the main theme, and I like the new remakes they made for Chun-Li's theme. Luke's theme is cool as well. I can't wait to hear Ryu's theme, and Akuma's as well. It's gonna be a great game, and as long as we keep supporting Capcom and keep giving them feedback, they will listen. They will definitely listen, because they've done that so far, and they will continue to do that with Shuhei and Takayuki in charge. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to this game. And yeah, I mean, next news, I'm guessing it will be at EVO. Even though Capcom will still have Street Fighter 5 at EVO, I definitely think that they're gonna show off more Street Fighter 6 news, because they're gonna wanna take away the show with something big. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. And this may also be one of the last years we'll have Street Fighter 5 as one of the main games for EVO. I think next year will maybe be Street Fighter 6, depending on when it releases. So yeah, this game, one of the reasons why I really like how confident Capcom is and how much they're adding and putting into it, because this game will challenge other fighting game developers. It will challenge Arc System Works, Bandai Namco, Koei Tecmo, Sega, whoever else would be making a fighting game. It will challenge them, because Street Fighter 6 will set an example that it's 2022, we need to have rollback, we need to have good rollback, we need to have crossplay, we need to have a game launching with all that, plus a good sized roster, a lot of in-game content, offline and online, and a lot of personality, and overall just care for the game. An example I can give is, for example, Tekken 7. That game originally released in arcades in 2015, and it has had a good start where it actually went upwards, but around season 3 it kind of went downwards, and it kept going downwards for season 4, and it's left there now. The game is done, and it's left there with this bad taste in the mouth. All these claims from Harada saying, oh, it has rollback netcode. Well, it's been proven many times that it does not have rollback netcode, or at least Harada does not understand what rollback netcode is. And the scummy DLC and new editions, I need to make a video about Tekken. I've been meaning to for a while, because this just upsets me. If this is the future of Tekken, I can't even talk because I'm so annoyed by that. I can't wait. I have a lot of fighting games to talk about. I'm gonna talk about Tekken, Virtua Fighter, Dead or Alive, many games, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of Street Fighter, the future of Capcom fighting games, because the other departments like Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, they were all doing way miles better. They were doing so good that Capcom could just not worry about those that much. And now it's time for Street Fighter to make a comeback, make a big return to the fighting game scene, and steal the show away and set an example. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So whenever new Street Fighter 6 news shows up, whether it be leaks, whether it be official, or just through some, I don't know, playtesting, or any useful information that drops, I will of course talk about it in a video. And I will of course also talk about EVO when that is closer. So yeah, until then, thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I ain't never backing down. Come and step into the place. For my city, for my town.
see the sights, yeah.